Hello, this is Marilyn Fontaine and welcome to Balancing Chakras using art and aromatherapy. This is lesson 2 and we're working with the sacral chakra. By now you should have been grounded from the first exercise, which was the root chakra, and I know some of you have had some really great insights from what the exercise has brought up for you. So I think they've been very brave and well done, and just keep working with the grounding exercises. We want to kind of stack for exercises, so we still want to continue with the root chakra practices, even though we're not focusing on that particular chakra this week. We still want to be grounded, and we want to be doing it every week because we want to make sure that we're grounded when we do the other practices, because the root chakra is what anchors us to earth. Strange thing happened. I recorded a video yesterday relating to the sacral chakra. I spent about 2-3 hours recording this video. I wanted a particular outcome. This morning I woke up, I realised I'd deleted all the footage. What I have left is lovely pictures, but I'm dressed up again in the chakra colours because the video's gone. But from that I created a really lovely meditation for you all, which you should have had already. It's actually been uploaded to the private link on YouTube. So again, sometimes we plan, the creator laughs, and sometimes it's best just to not have too much expectations and too much control. You would have had in your pack information about the sacral chakra and how having an underactive chakra can affect your emotions, and having an overactive chakra can affect your emotions, making you too emotional. We know that the sacral chakra is the area just 3 inches below the navel. For the women, it's the womb and the ovaries, which is the glands that affect it, and for the men, it's the testicles. And that area is also where we hold our sexual power, our thoughts about our sexuality, our family conditioning about our sexuality, inherited family conditioning, any shame, any abuse, anything to do with our relationships with other people. We hold it in that area, and diseases that manifest from them could be constipation, fibroids, ovarian cysts, prostate cancer, prostate problems, even depression, self-worth issues. Although self-worth is more of a solar plexus chakra issue, it is affected from with our sacral chakra. One thing I didn't mention is that the chakras correspond to ages, and our base chakra is affected from ages 0 to 7, and from 7 to 14, because every 7 years. Our sacral chakra is affected. So that is all our rites of passages. So that is a time when we come into womanhood or manhood, and that is a time a lot of us are confused. So all the experiences that help us transform, actually all the negative experiences actually go into that chakra. For me, coming into my age, I went to a Catholic school, and when I started my menses, we was told we had the curse. So that really impacted on my body, and for me, it wasn't a great time coming into womanhood where I should have been celebrated. So I think that affected the issues that I had. Later on in life, I had a cyst, ovarian cyst, which I actually helped dissolve through meditation, diet, fasting. But really, I realised that because of my experience as a young girl, and other emotional experiences that were happening to me at that time, where my parents had separated. They eventually got back together, but that time of 13 is where I needed to feel the stability, because obviously my hormones were starting to be affected. So that kind of sets you up for all your relationships as an adult. So you have to literally go back and give yourself a rites of passage on some level. And this is what we do when we actually start working on ourselves, going to workshops, doing healing programs, working with a therapist. This is how we can try to connect. Inner child work is one of the best things that you can do for your root and sacral chakra. So it holds so much, and that's why its element is water. So, you know, all our emotions get stored there. And again, when your sacral chakra is overactive, so it could be hot due to all those experiences that you've not channeled out. And again, because the sacral chakra governs creativity as well as sexuality, if you're not being creative, then your own sexuality can be affected. So it's going to impact on how you create anything, a job, a home, a relationship. Creativity is just a force, and sexual energy is one of the strongest energies that you can have. But when I say that, I mean in terms of the energy that it takes to create a person is a really strong energy, and that's the same energy that is used to create a project, whether you're a man or a woman. So when you do have projects that have been thrown to the wayside, and you've had creative dreams or career dreams that you've not followed through, those broken dreams get stored in your sacral chakra. So you may also have body image issues, issues with relating, shutting down your emotions because that area is blocked. It's full up with so much emotions from past relationships or careers and creative project that you've just left. So it's stored in that place, and that's where you have the problems of fibroids, cysts, prostate problems for men as well. And it's really interesting for Afro-Caribbean and African American women. Fibroids is really, really strong, and I know that this can be caused by diet, taking in dairy products and stuff like that. But I also believe on an energetic level that a lot of that generation or that race of African American, Afro-Caribbean people, Irish as well, that you had to work in jobs that weren't so satisfactory, so you wasn't able to explore your creativity in a way that was recognised by you, that was owned by you. So a lot of people that wanted to do things that were creative were told, no, you cannot survive doing this work creatively, so therefore you should go and get a job in an office, or you should work for somebody else. So a lot of those women who are naturally creative wasn't able to be supported to do their own work for various reasons, and therefore stuffed those dreams down. And then it became a breeding ground for all the other emotions to be stuffed down. And this is why this creative work is really important, because it will help heal so much stuff, and it will stop family patterns of self-depreciation. Because a lot of our problems, body image-wise, sexual problems, relationship problems, they start from the sacral chakra, because we're not allowing ourselves to have a relationship with ourselves and accepting ourselves. And this impacts on how we respond to everything. And so you cannot heal any situation if you don't have a degree of self-worth. And Caroline Miss spoke about it. She has a recording about healing and self-esteem, and it's got another name, but I bought it from Audible, so it's actually an audio. And she talks about how you can't have intuition without self-esteem. You can't heal without your intuition. And so therefore, having a relationship with yourself is being able to listen to that part of yourself, which is what we're doing on this course, which is going to guide you to the right way to heal. All I can do is provide you with different options, but just by me saying, oh, you know, you can use this modality or you can use that modality, that's all well and good, but what works for me may not resonate with you. Energetically, we're totally different. So, and also we have to bear in mind how receptive each one of us is to specific modalities. Some people may be more kinesthetic, so they may want to have a kind of moving, feeling, healing modality or therapy to work with, where somebody else may be more auditory, so they may need sound therapy. Another person may need to work with lots of meditation, visualization. So we are all different. And your body will tell you, because your body is the most clearest indicator of what's going wrong with you. It would tell you, but it's just learning to listen to that language of the body. And how we do it, it's through the right brain, through our art exercises. And this is why, as simple as the meditation and art exercise may seem to some people, the work is powerful. And some of you are really understanding it now, what your consciousness and your unconsciousness is telling you about what you need to do to clear your energetic body. So what I will say to you is by doing these exercises and learning how your body speaks to you, you'll be able to understand and decipher which healing modality or which creative pursuit is going to actually suit you. And that's the charm, and that's the way out of any problems, is by understanding what is my passion, what makes me come alive, what do I need as a being. So it's really important that we understand that. And for me, I have had several gynecological problems in terms of the cyst and the fibroid, and I've actually, when I turn attention into myself, when I've gone to have a scan, they've disappeared. But when I don't honour myself, I tend to get the symptoms or the painful menstruation periods. When I'm not honouring myself, my body will tell me straight away. And because I'm predisposed to this now, I'm more sensitive. I had a situation where I had an abnormal smear, and my smear kept coming up as abnormal. And I decided I'm going to do something about this because it's just going to get worse. So what I decided to do was I got Queen Afu's book Sacred Woman, and also a book called Back to Eden, and I did a alkaline fast, just vegetables and fruits, for a week. Shut myself in my house, didn't speak to hardly anybody on the phone. I used castor oil packs. Again, not only Queen Afu, I got that from Women's Bodies, Women's Wisdom by Christiane Northrup. So I had all these books. I meditated, I took baths, I put castor oil packs on my abdomen, and I just watched really great positive videos. I was watching a video called The Book of the Earth by Dr. Phil Valentine, and for some reasons, things he was saying about how we're made up just really resonated with me, and I just felt at that moment, okay, this test is going to be clear. So remember, I had a cyst which had gone, then this abnormal smear had come up. So obviously my body was just telling me, I'm not happy, I'm going to flare up. I went for the pap smear, what you'd call in America, or smear test we have here. And the woman looked at my case and she said, well, you've had several abnormal smears. It's bound to be quite serious, or it's bound to be, whatever. We might give you a colposcopy. I hated hated that, and we might have to give you laser treatment, because that's how they treat these conditions. When she actually looked at myself